Hi. So I wanted to do another pagan book haul because I've gotten a few books over the last weeks as mail gets very slow around Christmas time, so I ended up having a lot arrive at once. So the books I've gotten is Invoking the Egyptian Gods by Judith Page and Ken Biles, and it's from Llewellyn. I've had a growing interest in Egyptian style magic lately. Now, I haven't read this book yet, but I have read some of the sections, and I don't know, I'm usually a bit skeptical to Egyptian occult books. It might be just me being too doubting here, but a lot of it isn't that Egyptian. It's modern magic with an Egyptian flair, because there is not that much material we have from ancient Egypt, and a lot of the Egyptian magic books are basically interpretations of the various coffin texts and so on, and that's fine. Some are also people having spirit communications and gotten inspirations from that, or inspirations from earlier lives, and I'm okay with it either way because I like that Egyptian feel. I'm not saying that this book isn't authentic in that way, but most of them aren't, so I'm a bit skeptical. But I think it's still a good book. So yes. And the next book is Chaldean Numerology for Beginners by Hatter Alicia Lagan. And this is also by Llewellyn. I've had a big interest in numerology for quite some time. I think it's a very interesting system of wisdom. So I'm hoping with this book to get more into it. I have a few other books on numerology, but this one just seemed very interesting. And then I have The Awakened Aura by Kayla Ambrose, which is also by Llewellyn. There's a lot of Llewellyn stuff here. Now, some occultists have a problem with Llewellyn because they're fluffy, and they do publish quite a bit of fluffy stuff. But I've always liked their books, so. And besides, as I've said to a few others, if they if you look at their catalog, they have some really rare reprints of old 16th century occult texts and so on too. But if they didn't publish the things that is very popular and sells, they couldn't publish those works. So yeah, I think some people are too hard on Llewellyn. Anyway, this is the Awakened Aura, and it's basically energy healing stuff. I sort of fell for the cover. I think it's very pretty, and well, you can see that it's sort of, I don't know what I've done with the cardboard here. It sort of feels velvety. So but in this book I've also just read sections, but the sections I've read, it's pretty good. And then I've gotten Mermaid Magic by Lucy Cavendish and Serene Connolly. I think that's the right way to pronounce her name, I'm not sure. Anyway, here's the book. So, and which company produced this? Doesn't say. The company logo apparently is just that little bumblebee there. I think this is some sort of own publication of some sort, of some very small publishing house. Anyway, what this book is it's sea-based magic, and also a lot of magic using mermaids, as in undines, the typical spirits of water. And is it a bit fluffy? Yes, it is. It's it's girly. It's mermaids. It's girly and fluffy and fun. But I think that there are also some good advice here on doing water magic. So I like this book. And then I have gotten the Green Wiccan Book of Shadows by Celia. Now, this book should not be confused with the Green Witch series, because it has nothing to do with that. It's a different author. This is a fluffy spell book. That's all it is. But I got it cheap, and like I've said before, I'm a sucker for spell books. So in here there are colorful pages, big script, lots of pictures, and fluffy little spells. That's what this is. But for what it is and for the price I got it for, I'm satisfied with it. That was Green Wiccan Book of Shadows, Basilia. I think I've already said the title. And then I have Sex Magic for Beginners by Sky Alexander, and this is also by Llewellyn, and Book of Shadows book is from Seiko Books. Anyway, here's the Sex Magic for Beginners book. Now, I haven't read this book yet, but what attracted me to it is that this bases some of the same system that you will find in The Secret, the law of attraction, and basically it has that kind of a system, but incorporated through sex magic. At least that's what it says on the book's back. And I've thumbed through it, and it seems a little bit flimsy, and it lacks some details, but there are some interesting points. I don't think this is the best sex magic book. I'm going to do a full review of it once I've read it, but it seems to have an interesting system. And then I've gotten Doors to Past Lives and Future Lives, Practical Applications of Self-Hypnosis by Ko Hay Slate and Carl Llewellyn. I have no idea how to pronounce that name, but you can read it, because I'm going to hold the book up for you. Yeah, this is a book on past lives, just remembering past lives, and that is a topic within the occult that I've become more and more interested in. Because I do have some memories I think are past life memories, I can't say for sure, because they can be things that I've experienced while just an infant, and then not remember the context, and it just pops into my mind and I think it's past life memories, but yeah. So the future lives part isn't that interesting to me because I'm a transhumanist and an immortalist and do aim to live forever, but the past life part is interesting. And in addition, this book is gorgeous. So yeah, I am interested in what's in the book, but what really drew my attention to this book is just the cover. It's so pretty. So yeah, and this is also by Llewellyn. Can you tell I like Llewellyn's books? And then I have Egyptian Scarabs by Percy E. Newberry. And this is by Dover. I think the publishing house is named. Now, this is a book which is just about scarabs and their different kinds, their place in Egyptian culture, archaeological finds around them, and so on. So yeah, that will be an interesting read. And then I've gotten Ultra-Terrestrial Contact by Philip J. Imborgo. I think it's better if you just read it yourself. Here we have the author's name. And as you can see from the cover, this is about aliens. Yeah, it's about alien abduction and contact with extraterrestrials and some theories around that, and it seems very interesting. And I also managed to get this cheap, so I picked it up. And the last book, no, second to last book, is The Flying Witches of Veracruz by James Hendry. Now, this is this man telling his tale about how he met people involved with Aztec brujeria, and I love those kinds of personal accounts. Of course, you can't say that they might be completely made up. That may be so, but it should still be a good read. I remember the first book of that sort of that type of book I read was Into the Circle by Olga. Oh, it's at the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember it right now. Anyway, it's about a woman that gets she's a Russian psychologist who gets involved with Siberian shamanism. It's an extremely good book. It's called Into the Circle, and the author's first name is Olga. And I think that should be enough for you to find it on Google, because I can't remember her last name, but I do recommend it. Anyway, this is sort of something along the same lines. It's a man who gets into contact with these witches, and his initiation into that system, which I think will be an exciting read. And this also is by Llewellyn. And the last book is Ignite Your Psychic Intuition, an A to Z Guide to Developing Your Sixth Sense by Teresa Brady. Also by Llewellyn. Basically, this book is about how to develop your psychic abilities, of course, and it has a lot of quick and practical, I won't necessarily say easy, because they're not that easy to pull off properly, but they are practical exercises for developing psychic intuition, and I think that might be good. Yes. I have also gotten some tarot cards, but I haven't had time to have a look at them yet, because I was ill during the New Year's weekend and I arrived just before, and it's just been one thing after the other. But yes, one is Tarot of the Silicon Dawn, which is sort of a surrealistic, very dreamy sort of deck. It's one that I've been looking forward to. It's by Llewellyn. And where were the other two? 1 second. Here they are. And then we have Ludi Lescott Tarot. And I just see I haven't had time to have a look at them yet, but this is sort of almost cartoonish in realistic style, and follows a woman's journey through the tarot. And I really like it. It's also by Llewellyn. And I really like that. I work a bit with the pagan tarot, which it has the same concept. They're an unnamed young witch going from her first steps into neo-paganism into becoming a powerful and wise practitioner. And I think that's a very unique way to look at the tarot, just having a story throughout the deck. And then I have gotten a Mermaid tarot, which is sort of like traditional deck. It's very pretty, very colorful, and I don't know which. Yeah, Jackie and Rick McCabe is the people that published it. So yeah, that's my new pagan books. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope you had a pleasant New Year's Eve celebration, and I hope that your year will be full of blessings. Bye!